Today we're going to learn about phase diagrams. Phase diagrams are just graphs that show us various pressure and temperature conditions for a particular substance. Now, every phase diagram looks like this one. It has a Y shape. It may have a slightly different looking Y shape, but they all have that general pattern. And so for all of them, solids are always on the far left, liquids are always in the center, and gases are always to the far right. Now we need to know some points on these graphs. So one of them is a triple point, the pressure and temperature at which all three states of matter exist simultaneously. And so that occurs right here in the middle where all three states of matter intersect. So that's called the triple point. Now, the critical point is the pressure and temperature at which the distinction between liquid and gas can no longer be made. And that occurs way up here on that line between the liquid and gas. So this line does not continue on, it stops here. And at that point, you can no longer determine whether you have a liquid or a gas. Now, this is a phase diagram of water. And if you see here, water has a negatively sloped line between solid and liquid. And that's because the solid form of water is less dense than the liquid form of water. And so that line leans or slopes towards the substance with less density. Okay? Now the idea of normal refers to 1 atmosphere, which is the normal atmospheric pressure. Now the normal freezing point for water is 0 degrees Celsius, and that's because it occurs at 1 atmosphere. Freezing and melting points occur all along this line, but the one that is normal is the one at 1 atmosphere. Likewise, the normal boiling or condensing point occurs at 1 atmosphere, and that we know to be 100 degrees Celsius. But again, you have boiling and condensing points all along this line. All along this line. The only one that is considered normal is the one at 1 atmosphere. Now hopefully we're going to review some terms. So the first is endothermic. Endothermic is when we absorb heat and the temperature increases. And so the three state changes in phase that are endothermic are melting, boiling, and sublimation. Melting, of course, is the transformation of solid to liquid, boiling from liquid to gas, and sublimation from solid to gas. Exothermic is the releasing of heat, which means your temperature will decrease. And so those phase changes would be freezing, condensing, and deposition. Again, freezing goes from liquid to solid, condensing is gas to liquid, and deposition is gas to solid. I would expect that you would know melting, boiling, freezing, condensing, but maybe sublimation and deposition are new. Excuse me. You do need to know all 6 phase changes, their names, and whether or not they're endothermic or exothermic.